Like I said, Aston Villa second in the Premier League table at the moment, at least until Manchester City play tomorrow against Chelsea. What a game that's going to be. But Nadam, nobody's really talking about Manchester City in this one after the week that Chelsea has had. In case anyone's been living under a rock, we know that Enzo Maresca has left Chelsea after clashing with the club hierarchy. So, Nadam, before we get into exactly what you expect from this game, what do you make of Enzo Maresca's departure and the situation that Chelsea now find themselves in?
It does feel very Chelsea, to be honest, to be sacking a manager not too long after the guy's been successful. But, you know, with the new ownership in play, with some of the things that Maresca was saying just a few weeks ago about how it was the worst 48 hours he's ever had as a coach, you know, you're sort of wondering, well, what's going on behind the scenes? And we've seen this Chelsea side as well essentially drop out of form, because not too long ago they're drawing against Arsenal with 10 players. And then next thing, I think they're 15 points behind them heading into this next game week. So something probably had to give. The feeling around the place has obviously dropped. And yeah, for him to be leaving in that manner is disappointing in some ways, because I think in the grand scheme of things, overall, he did a good job and probably better than some people probably anticipated when he first got the job over a year ago. But the way that things go, once that relationship breaks, and, you know, I'm hearing it could be broken for so many different reasons, whether it's potentially speaking to another club, talking about wanting more experienced players. Maybe the players themselves weren't so keen on it anymore. Maybe the ownership group wants more of a yes man. It's really complicated. It's a shame for him that he's left, but, you know, he leaves himself. I think it's quite a good Chelsea side and squad, all 30,000 of them, it feels like. But the future could still be bright for Chelsea if they find the right person.
Ale, on our show right before New Year's, we had Jurgen Klinsmann, we had our boy Xhaka, who rarely gets things wrong. And I did ask both of them, do you see Enzo Maresca here at Chelsea at the end of the season? And when I tell you, they both said absolutely yes with their chests. And then fast forward to now, what do you make of the whole situation, Ale? Because you, of course, have been away on your luxury vacation.
Okay, Alex.
Who, Enzo Maresca can probably join you on one now because he's got time.
Yes, he could. We have the same haircut, too. Look, when evaluating Chelsea this season and analyzing this team, what was glaring to see is that this team lacked continuity, consistency of performances. That one day they will look great and the next day, well, not so much. How do you find and foster consistency and continuity if you change the manager whenever the manager disagrees with the ownership?
Well, it's the Chelsea way.
Whenever you have a back and forth and the manager kind of stands his ground and says, hey, look, I think this is what's best for the group of players. I know what my team is all about. I don't think this is the direction we should go. No, he disagrees. He gone. Never, ever is it possible to find consistency and continuity if you don't allow managers to work. And it's important and critical for Chelsea going forward that whatever choice you make, you allow this person to work. And if you don't, we're going to have the same conversation and Xhaka is going to be wrong again.
And again, as he often is. Well, Nadam, let's focus on the game now then, I suppose, especially from the City perspective. After everything we just talked about Arsenal and what they've been able to do, does this feel like a must-win for City?
Yeah, I would say so, but more so in terms of if you're chasing a team that's in first, which game isn't a must-win going forward? Are you going to take a draw here, take a draw there? No, you want to have aspirations to reach the summit. And then once you get there, you have to keep winning those games as well. So yeah, I think it is a must-win, given the fact that it's at home, given the fact that Arsenal have just won their game as well, and Villa. You don't want to make that gap too big, because before you know it, you know, the league title could be out of their hands, as we saw last year, and I think a good few years ago as well. So it is a must-win. And now, this sacking, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing for this game itself. I think in some ways it's a good thing that the person that's potentially in the dugout, you know, the 21's manager for Chelsea or coach for Chelsea, he's not the most experienced person. Maybe tactically he doesn't necessarily understand the sort of inner workings of how to get the best out of this bunch of players. But then also some of those players might sense a greater sense of freedom, because not everybody potentially like the manager himself. And we wanted to start on a good foot for whoever's going to be coming in. So it ends up making this Chelsea side a bit more dangerous. But I think it's fair to say, looking at the league table in the last few weeks, City are the better side. So in some ways, yes, they have to win this game, because otherwise, you know, this league title and this chase is just going to get harder and harder, isn't it?
A must-win for Manchester City, according to our Nadam Manua. So let's see what the guys have predicted for this game. I wonder if Nadam's gone for a big win. Oh, Nadam's going Manchester City 3-1. So a couple, Xhaka saying that City will just win without conceding a goal. And Ale going for the 2-1. So, Nadem, confident about that 3-1? Why are you giving Chelsea a goal?
No, listen, I'm not confident at all. I was so anxious about this game that I was going to say the Blues were going to win. So you can decide whichever way that's going to be. Protect, cover 2 bases, you know what I mean? But yeah, I just fancy City to be able to do it. Obviously, they dropped points away at Sunderland in midweek, but in my mind, they should have won that game for some of the chances that they had. And in recent weeks, they've started to sort of get into a groove a little bit. And I know he's been out for a good period of time now, but with the addition of Rodri the other day, you could see a different type of City starting to kind of come to the fore. And if you can get more minutes tomorrow, then yeah, I think you see a better version of them. So I fancy City to win. Like, Chelsea haven't been great. Yes, they are a dangerous side, but City are up towards the top of the league with the second best goal difference in the division, so it must be for a reason.
Everyone fancies City to win in this one. Shaka, no hope at all for Chelsea?
No, not for me, or at least there shouldn't be. Of course, Chelsea have a puncher's chance. But City at home, against arguably the best manager in world football, Chelsea away with an under-21s manager. I mean, kind of given the form that Chelsea have been in, I'm not sure, even with Maresca, that things would have gone well for them. Now you have somebody who, as Nadem points out, maybe doesn't understand the game, doesn't understand the nuances at the highest level of the game coming in. To Nadem's point that not everybody likes the manager, maybe there's some kind of a response. Generally, the players who are playing like the manager. It's the ones who want.
Manchester City welcomed Chelsea in a highly anticipated Premier League clash, with Pep Guardiola's side aiming to maintain pressure at the top of the table and keep Arsenal firmly within reach. City come into the fixture knowing that any dropped points could widen the gap, while a strong performance would reinforce their credentials in the title race. Chelsea, meanwhile, arrive looking to spoil City's momentum and make a statement against one of the league's most dominant teams. Despite their inconsistencies, the Blues possess the quality and pace to trouble Guardiola's system, especially in transition, making this a far from straightforward test for the champions. All eyes will be on whether City can impose their usual control and turn possession into goals, while Chelsea seek resilience and ruthlessness on the counter. With Arsenal watching closely, the outcome at the Etihad could have major implications for the Premier League title picture.